Before I start the video, I just want to give a little friendly reminder to be kind to each other in the comments. Even if you think that you're sticking up for me and you're helping me, you can do that, but do it in a kind way and be kind to one another and be kind and also just be kind, because kindness is kindness. So, okay. Hi Shanny Fannies, welcome to Educating Shanny, where every week I answer your questions. I'm Shanny and I'm recovering from an eating disorder. Hi Shanny, hi! I have actually not done a Q&A for quite a while, have I? I've done a lot of live streams, but I haven't done like a sit-down edited Q&A, so that's what I'm gonna do today. I asked you guys a couple hours ago to leave me some questions here on YouTube, and you left me a whole bunch of good ones. I obviously don't have the time to answer all of them. I wish I could, but I can't, so I just chose some ones that I thought would be good for this Q&A. So if I didn't answer yours, just save it, and then maybe next week I'll answer yours instead. Okay, Kelly G says, just for fun, if you would win millions of dollars in the lottery, what's the first thing you'd do with some of the money? P.S. Just found your channel and love your personality. I wish you much love and success in your road to recovery. Thank you, Kelly. Thanks for joining. What would I do? The first thing I would do is I would give 10% of the money to my church, and I would split up a lot of the money between my family, our families, and then obviously put a lot in savings and maybe buy a house for ourselves instead of renting, and get Danny a new truck because his is dying every day. So, and I would travel. I would travel and meet every single one of my Shanny Fannies. So, yay. Okay, Blonde Anime says, Nightmare Before Christmas, Halloween movie or Christmas movie? This is a debate that has been going on since the dawn of when the movie came out. I don't know, guys. I think listen, I actually don't, okay, I am going to get so much hate for this, and I'm prepared. We all have our opinions, so the music in the movie is brilliant. I love the music from that movie. However, the movie itself, I don't like. I like the first part of it, like I like the scariness and the Halloweenness and all of the holidayness of it, but then it kind of starts to get confusing for me, and I get lost, and it becomes more about something that I'm not interested in. I don't know what it is, but I'm not a big fan of it. But I am. I love to watch it because of the music and the characters and the holidayness that's in it. So I would say that it's more of a Halloween movie in my opinion, because of the music and because of, I mean, there's Christmas too. I don't know. I feel like it's more of a Halloween movie, but I don't know. I actually want to hear what you guys think. Tell me in the comments below. What does everybody else think? Blonde Anime also says, how do you feel about jokes about eating disorders? Like once I heard one and I felt like everyone was looking at me. I think it depends on who's making the joke. I make eating disorder jokes a lot in front of my friends and family. Like I remember when I did my meet and greet here in Utah, I did a meet and greet and I bought pizza for everybody, and I bought chips and snacks and treats and drinks and all the things. And nobody was eating at first. Like when everybody came for like the first half an hour, nobody would eat anything. And so I kind of like cracked a joke about it to Paul, who was interviewing me for the live stream, I think is when I said it. And I was like, yeah, nobody here is eating anything, but I guess that's what happens when you have a room full of eating disordered people or something like that. And like, that's funny because I have an eating disorder and we're all there for the same purpose, and you know what I mean? But if it were like somebody who didn't have an eating disorder that was like making fun of people that do, that's a little different. I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like with, dare I say, like it's kind of like the racial thing, like some, you know, I don't know if I should say this, but like some, you know, black people will call each other the N-word as a joke, but if other people were to say that, then that would not be funny at all, and that's horrible, and they shouldn't say that. So it's kind of like that. Oh, was that horrible of me to say? I feel like a horrible person. Oh my gosh, should I leave this in? I don't know. Am I a horrible person? I think you know what I mean though, right? I mean, I'm not a racist okay, let's move on. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it just kind of depends. Let's move on. Okay. Blonde Anime again. She asked a lot of questions and they were all really good. So I chose a few of hers. Blonde Anime said, how did your parents first talk to you about your eating disorder? They didn't. And that's why I'm doing this. Not a lot of people did back then. It wasn't talked about back then. So I'm trying to make it more talked about. And they would have talked to me about it had it been not so taboo to talk about it back then, but it was, and so they didn't, and so, well. Hannah says, do you want to visit Europe or Germany one day? And what would you do if you were there? Love you. I love you too. Yes, I do. I want to visit everywhere. I want to visit wherever my Shanny Fannies reside. And that's what I want to do, is meet you. So that's, yes, wherever you are, I want to travel and meet you. Okay, Noelle Moore says, how do you continue when you want to give up? Also, I love you very much. I love you too, Noelle. How do I continue? Well, I am lucky enough and blessed enough to have, first and foremost, I've always had the most amazing family in the world that have supported me and been there for me through every traumatic thing I've been through and every hard thing I continue to go through. I have the most amazing husband in the entire world, on the entire planet, of all of the planets that roam in the space atmosphere. And also, I'm so blessed to have 65,000 other friends, along with my other amazing friends that I've had my whole life and that I continue to make all the time in real life. I also have you guys, my Shanny Fannies, that encourage me every single day. But there have been times in the past where I didn't have all of this. I didn't have YouTube. I didn't have friends. I didn't have, like, I had one friend, but they weren't with me constantly, and I wasn't married yet, and my family was going through their own hard time, and I felt very alone. And I just had to rely on what I felt inside, which was that I knew that I was stronger than my mind was telling me that I was, and that's the only thing I had to go off of. I didn't know why. I just knew that it was true. That's all. I just knew. I just knew that I was not meant to die or to give up, and that I was meant to do something good. And I think all of us are, and I just was lucky enough to feel that during that really difficult period in my life where I was alone. I felt very alone. And so I had to rely on that and faith and prayer. If you believe in God, if you believe in faith and prayer, that's how I got through it. So yeah, I felt really lucky and blessed to have all those things. Okay, Sage Brennan says, question! I want to know if you have ever almost died. Yes, I have made a video about the time I almost drowned and my sister Michelle rescued me. I've made a video about the time where I swallowed a toothbrush when I was purging and I almost died. I attempted suicide twice and almost died. And I'm trying to think of any other, like, how close to death I was experiences. And then I have a couple other things from my childhood that, like, I didn't almost die, but as a child, I did think I was about to die, even though I wasn't. But as a child, I thought I was. And maybe I'll do, like, story time videos on those, because they're really actually kind of funny looking back. But tell me if you want to see story time on those. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Aw. Becca Garvin says, question here. Hi, Shanny. Hi. My question is, can someone be able to purge without forcing themselves to? Like their brain just tells them to puke? Also, I love you and I am blessed that God led me to your channel in this amazing community. I can't wait for more videos. Thank you for telling me that, Becca. I love you too. Yeah, I've had several eating disordered people tell me that they purge on command or without trying, without having to gag themselves at all, and without Ipecac or anything like that. So I know it's possible. I think I've done it a couple times, but it's like I would have to have felt very, very sick to do it. I'm not one of those people that can just throw up if I need to. I have to be very sick to throw up without purging. So yeah, so it's not fun. Either way, it's disgusting. Don't do it. If you're not doing it already, don't start. Okay, my girl Savvy says, is a hot dog a sandwich? Okay, Kimmy Chaos Queen says, I know you're recovering, but did you ever catch yourself with the thought, I don't want to recover? Personally, I want to recover, but at the same time, I don't want to. Love you. I love you too. Yes. Okay, I'm actually glad you brought this up because this has to do with the last thing that I talked to you guys about yesterday, which was Holly, the new woman that I started seeing that does like the energy therapy thing. And girl, the comments of that video, guys, if you honestly, I'm just gonna leave it at this and say this one thing. I am I maybe I described it wrong, but I in no way is what Holly does any form of witchcraft or anything evil at all. If it were, I would not do that. That's not my interest at all. What she does comes from faith and God and a very, very good place. And that's not the only therapy I'm looking for, by the way. I hope I didn't come across that way. I don't know where all of these negative comments came from yesterday. Anyway, you asked, I know you're recovering, but did you ever catch yourself with the thought, I don't want to recover? So one of the things that Holly said to me in our first little meeting last night or the night before was she, was doing the thing where she tries to tap into my energy and ask questions about my energy. And she asked a question, which was, does Shanny really want to get better? Does Shanny really want to get better? Does Shanny really want to get better? And this is the one thing I was talking about that I have never uttered a word to anybody ever in my entire life, ever. And she said, no, she doesn't. And I started crying. And I was like, how did you know that? How did you know that? Because no, I didn't. I don't want to get better. And that's why I'm not better. But I'm trying and I'm not giving up and I'm faking it till I make it, and it happens. It works. I've done it before. I've gotten better. Even though I've never wanted to be better, I have at least gotten better and been healthy. And I do have faith and I do believe that it is possible to get better and to want to stay better. And that's what I'm reaching for right now. So anything that I can do, whether it be this work with Holly or the other DBT therapy that I'm going to be doing, or whether it's going back to my regular therapist, or whether it's switching up my meds again, which I'll find out in a couple of weeks, or whether it's just complete and total faith and prayer, or whether it's just doing the No November thing, like whatever it is that's going to help me, I know is going to help me. I just have to stick with it, and so do you. And I really, really, really do believe that it can happen for me. And I just know that deep, 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 deep down inside, I don't want to get better because it's my comfort and food is my comfort. And deep down inside, I'm just not ready to give it up yet, but I'm trying. I'm trying. Haley Johnson says, how did you and Danny meet and how did you know he was the one? Danny and I met through a boyfriend of mine in high school. They were best friends. My boyfriend and Danny were best friends growing up. And I actually have a video of the story time of when we first met, and it's super duper funny. I think it's still up. I know I had copyright music in it back then before I understood about copyright music. And some people said that they could watch the video and some people said they couldn't. So I'm gonna link it below, and tell me in the comments if you're not able to watch it, because I'm very curious, because it's a funny video, and if people aren't able to watch it, then we want to make it again because it was really funny. It's a great story. So I'll put that below and you can go check it out. So, by the way, and I knew that he was the one. This part I don't think I've told. Maybe I have, I don't know. But I knew he was the one when I walked in on a different boyfriend, not the one that was best friends with Danny, a different boyfriend that was living with Danny later. After I broke up with this boyfriend, Danny had a roommate with another friend and I became his girlfriend, and that boyfriend was living with Danny, and I went over to visit Danny as a friend, and I walked in and my boyfriend was supposed to be working that night, but I walked in on him and another girl under a blanket doing the things. And I froze and I ran outside to my car and I started bawling my eyes out and I couldn't even move. I was shaking and I couldn't drive. I couldn't do anything. And then I heard a knock on the window and I'm like, oh great, what does he want? What's he gonna tell me? What lie is he gonna tell me now? And I look up and it wasn't my boyfriend, it was Danny. And he's like, let me in. And so I let him in and he held me. And we had been friends for like a year at this point. And he just held me and I cried in his arms for like a half an hour. And that was when I knew that I loved him. Next. He's the cutest ever. By the way, I never spoke to that boyfriend again. Never. Never saw him again. Never heard from him again. That's a whole nother story. Okay, Zombie X, Napier. I'm sorry if I butchered that. What do you use to film and edit videos? How can someone go about seeking treatment if they absolutely can't go to anyone they personally know for help? Or how do you come out about your eating disorder? Okay, so first of all, I use my iPad or my iPhone to film. I do have a camera. I'm having trouble using it and hooking it up to my computer, but I'm gonna start learning it again because I think it gives me a much better quality picture. But for now, I use my iPad or my iPhone, and then I edit on my iPad using iMovie, which is just an editing app on. You can just find it at the App Store. I think it's free. It's super easy to learn. Once you learn it, it is so easy. I'm looking to move up though. I already have another program that I've purchased that our good friend Paul uses that showed me, and I'm gonna learn that one soon. But for now, I'm still using iMovie, and it's a great starter thing if you're looking to start on YouTube. It's the perfect one for you. And then you said, how can someone go about seeking treatment if they absolutely can't go to anyone they personally know for help? I would say, depending on your age, if you're like in high school or junior high, I would go to a school counselor or a school nurse. If you're above that, you could go to a college counselor or a college nurse. And if you're older than that, you can look at like various churches in your area or volunteer work, or you can go to the hospital on your own and just keep it anonymous. If you're an adult, then you won't need an adult with you, so no one will know. You can just go in and ask to talk to a doctor or set up a doctor appointment. You don't even have to go to the hospital, just set up a doctor appointment. Or how do you come out about your eating disorder? Same way. You just find a place that you feel brave enough to do it, and the more you start doing, the easier it becomes, and the more you do it, the more you find that you're not alone in it. There are so many people struggling, and you just wouldn't even think it until you start vocalizing it. It's insane, but I believe in you. It's awesome that you're even asking me these questions. That means that you're at least thinking about getting help, and that's incredible, and you should give yourself credit for that. So I'm really, really proud of you. Haley Johnson says, what are you gonna be for Halloween? I'm gonna be a unicorn. Shocking. Satari S says, what color ornament should I put on my Christmas tree this year? A Christmas question! It's Christmas in 10 days. Did you guys know? Wait, what's today? Today's the 24th, so 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, 31st? Are there 31 days? No. So there's either 7 or 8 days. It's Christmas. November 1st. It's Christmas time. It's not Christmas, but it's Christmas time. And you can hate me all you want for it, but I am not. However, if it's Christmas time, that means I could start Vlogmas on November 1st. So if enough of you would admit to me that November 1st is Christmas time, then maybe I could start Vlogmas early and be vlogging every day. So, gotcha. What was your actual question? So what color ornament should I put on my Christmas tree? I want to do purple and silver, but my hubby isn't a fan of the color scheme. You could do purple and then have him pick another color. So say you do purple and silver and he picks green and red. Then you can do purple and silver and green and red. And that would look really good for a child. That wouldn't look good. I say just go with what you want to do. And give your husband an extra big kiss and tell him thank you for letting you do it. Or you could flip a coin. Tatiana Carpenter says, what's your favorite part of Halloween? My favorite part of Halloween is that it's, oh, I have so many, you guys. Besides Christmas, Halloween is my favorite holiday. In our family, Halloween is huge. So we have a huge party. My mom makes a ginormous, like I'm not joking, that big and that tall of pot of chili and buys dozens and dozens of donuts, and we have tons of people come over and we invite in all the trick-or-treaters and their parents, and we hand out the big candy bars, and we have a huge party with a costume contest and treats and all kinds of things. But we also it's also like the start of the holiday season, and I really love that because the holiday season is my favorite time of the year, starting from October through New Year's. It's just my favorite time of the year. So Megan B, this is a good question. If you had to compare Recovery to a Halloween or scary movie, what would it be? That is a good question. I should have thought this through ahead of time. I'm gonna relate it to my favorite Halloween movie, besides Hocus Pocus, because that's everyone's favorite, right? I'm gonna relate it to Twitches. And if you have seen Twitches with Tia and Tamara Mowry, it's a Disney Channel movie, and it's my favorite Halloween movie. I've already watched it like 10 times this season. I'm gonna relate it to that because the whole time it's like about this darkness that's like trying to chase these girls that are just beautiful girls trying to survive in the world that they were put in, and the darkness is like trying to find them and kill them, but they're doing everything they can to access the power within them to kill the darkness and to release it from their lives and conquer and kill it so that they can go on being the princesses that they were born to be and do good in the world and be the good witches that they are, of the twins that they are. And I'm not a twin, I'm that's what I would say. Okay, so thank you for all the questions. If I didn't answer yours, I'll try and answer them next week. I'm gonna try and start doing this again every week. So yeah, so I'll see you guys tomorrow for another video, and thank you for loving me and supporting me, and remember to be kind to each other, and be kind to me, and be kind to yourself. Be kind? I said be kind. Be kind. Be kind behind. Be kind to your behind. Did I just think of a new slogan? Be kind to your behind. And remember forever and always that you are beautiful, you are worth it, and I am too. Thank you for watching. Bye. Be kind to your behind. No. Maybe?